This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. CH Reeves students lose out on a crucial class time thanks to a now 7-day sit-out by teachers at the Robinson Road Junior High School. You see, the curriculum in the public school system requires a minimum of 196 contact and instructional days. But CH students preparing to sit the Bahamas Junior Certificate exams in 6 months' time are already at a loss.
It has been observed that in most school years or academic years of recent times, the ministry barely squeezes in 176 days, 20 days less than the ideal number. So it is then, Mr. Speaker, a continuing hazard to the elegant development of our children in this frenetically advancing global community, where the competitive advantages can only be assured with a properly trained, skilled, and educationally equipped population.
As Education Minister Jeffrey Lloyd explained, CH teachers have been out of the classroom since Monday, October 29th, decrying a litany of environmental health concerns, including a suspected mold infestation, termites, leakage in a few classrooms, leaking toilets, and dust. Anthony Ryan from the Environmental Monitoring Risk Assessment Division made an assessment and found what he termed recognized environmental concerns.
He subsequently formulated a prescription to rectify those issues. Acting immediately upon the recommendation by Mr. Ryan, the Ministry of Education engaged the services of a contractor who conducted the remediation process. This included the removal of mildew, the cleaning of dust on ceiling beams, the cleaning of air-conditioned units, window sills, and elsewhere.
But according to the minister, despite the fact that there was an agreement between the ministry and the Bahamas Union of Teachers, teachers still did not work accordingly.
To accommodate the additional repairs, sir, the executives of the Department of Education, in conjunction with the school's administrative team, decided that the school would temporarily operate on what is known as the staff meeting bell schedule. This means that classes would be dismissed at 2 p.m. daily until the repairs would have been successfully completed. However, on Monday, 5 November 2018, teachers again abandoned their posts, leaving students dangerously unsupervised.
Mr. Lloyd went on to express disappointment with the teachers, adding that a meeting arranged between the BUT and education officers was snuffed by the union. CH Reeves has 1,020 students, 7 administrators, and 74 teachers. Well, following Minister Lloyd's comments in the House of Assembly, the BUT held a press conference voicing their concerns, and they stand in solidarity forever. Acting BNU President Joanne Knowles-Turnquest telling reporters that the ministry had ample time to resolve the issue as it was brought to the ministry's attention before school closed for summer.
We have students who are ill. So come on, we're just asking, the teachers were only asking for a testing to be done, and then someone to come and say to them, yes, there is mold, this is how we're going to remediate it, or no, there's no mold. They were prepared to go back in their class. They came up with the solution of a rotation system. They realized the 9th graders are taking their exams come June, their BJCs. So they said, let the 9th graders come every day, and we will juggle the 7th and 8th graders, and that was frowned upon. Why?
Now, Mrs. Knowles adds that the mold was cleaned prior to the new school year with bleach and water. However, she says the stalactites, a mold resembling icicles, is now growing back.
A lot of these schools actually are condemned, if we want to be honest and speak the truth. A number of the schools on the books have been condemned, but our members are going and they're sitting into these classrooms. They are teaching, and they're not there only 9 to 3, as persons believe. Some of them are there from 7 o'clock in the morning until the wee hours in the night, and they have families who they have to go home to. So you're toting the mold home to your family. And then they're asking or telling us mold in our homes. Okay, yeah, it came out the classrooms. That's how they got there.
Meantime, a notice of motion for conditional leave to apply to the Privy Council has been filed in the case of Bahamian-born deportee Jean Charles. Mr. John Charles' legal team, headed by noted attorney Fred Smith, Queen's Counsel, did so yesterday as the landmark immigration case takes another turn. This following the October 17th Court of Appeal ruling, which saw the justices squash the decision of a Supreme Court justice. Justice Gregory Hilton found that Mr. Jean Charles had been unlawfully expelled from the Bahamas, having been unlawfully detained from September 17th, 2017 to November 24th, 2017 in breach of his constitutional rights. But the appeal justices essentially found that there was no constitutional breach of Mr. John Charles' detention and deportation due to uncertainty over his identity. Jean-Ronnie's application then cited numerous grounds for appeal to the Privy Council. For instance, there is the argument that the Court of Appeal erred in finding the judge was not entitled to consider or grant Jean Charles' application for relief, that it was also wrong to allow the appeal on the basis it was unknown at the time that the constitutional application was determined whether Mr. John Charles was the person whose detention and deportation were referred to in the return of the writ, that it erred in holding that the judge had insufficient evidence before him to determine the constitutional application. Further, in allowing the appeal on the basis that the appellants had an insufficient opportunity to respond to the constitutional application. Mr. Smith believes these, along with a few other reasons, are sufficient grounds for his client to be granted leave to lay his case before the London-based High Court. Should all go as planned, the Governor General's annual tour to the Princess Margaret Hospital will be marked by notable upgrades to the facility. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands is particularly keen on completing renovations to the Corey Newbold or male chest ward. This, he assured, is imminent. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.